On this episode, we smoked the Filthy Hooligan by Alec Bradley, the 6x50 Toro, wrapped with Honduran candela and Nicaraguan habano, oscuro, Ecuadorian Sumatra binder with filler from Honduras and Panama. Happy fucking holidays. Burn Line Podcast. The burn line on a well-crafted cigar is straight and sharp as a razor, much like our wit and wisdom. And what's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages over the age of 21? You are listening to Burn Line Podcast, coming to you as always not live from the Hot Box, Smoke's back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made, adjacent to the Blanco Cigar Lounge, nestled amongst the complex of rooms that comprise Union Cigar, Hanover, Pennsylvania, USA. I'm your host, Johnny Midas.
And I'm Angel El Fumo Solario. Speaking about the hot box, that's a lie this morning. It's the
fucking refrigerator this morning.
That's right.
Someone forget to pay the fucking gas bill.
That's exactly what happened. You know what else we forgot to fucking pay? Apparently for a ashtray. We'll get there real quick. You know,
you go grab an ashtray.
No bloopers or outtakes here.
I've decided. I think I'm gonna talk in this accent for the rest of the fucking show. Just to put a little emphasis on the Irish.
I got something funny. You might be the the Caucasian in the room, but I think I have more ties to Ireland than you do.
Oh, you think you have more ties to Ireland?
That's right. That goes out to the ancestral St. Patrickos that were in the Mexican army.
Speaking of which, is your t-shirt cultural appropriation?
Nah, like I said, man, I got culture with them. There are people. We get drunk.
Just because drunk. Your people and their people are Catholic doesn't mean. Do I have to edit that out?
No. Don't. That was hilarious. I almost spit my coffee.
Of course, their people are the region. Your people are Catholic, but anyway. So we're smoking the Filthy Hooligan, and before we cut and light this cigar, which really looks cool, let's talk about the presentation. This is the box. I fucking love the box. What are your thoughts on that?
It is awesome. I love it. So it kind of gives me. So yes, it's Irish, so it kind of gives me like that Ellis Island Irish vibe.
Yeah, almost like a sea chest or something.
That's right.
Well, I love this little like gizmo gadget.
The latch,
yeah.
The clasp, yeah, like a chest.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
That is so good looking, man. Alec Bradley nailed it.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, part of the reason this box looks like this to begin with, not only because of the Irish thing, but because it's the Black Market series. Like, it's in the Black Market series, which is kind of weird, but okay. But I just think it looks awesome as shit.
Yeah, I like it. Even the hinges, they didn't do those, $1 a dozen brass
hammer
hinges.
Yeah, the hammer-ins
that everyone's using. These have like this antique bronze patina or something on them, and it just goes.
Yeah, screwed in Phillips head. And I don't know if you noticed, but all these boxes are shipped with handwritten notes.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they've got their little box. What is this? This is box 385.
Yeah,
and look inside here. They've got taped to it the box number, which is kind of cool.
So, yeah, because it's a limited release. I think 1,000 boxes.
I think 1,000.
Yeah, but even for being like limited, like we talk about limited releases all the time and price points, but for being a limited release, this is like one of the most affordable limited releases you can get your hands on. Yeah,
agree. Well, that's the problem with limited release. Like everybody started doing it.
Yeah,
and so I used to put more effort into like collecting or trying limited release cigars. I just don't anymore because really like harvesting and supply chain issues have made so many sticks limited release.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have the ones that aren't limited release, but they really are.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, Carrillo has quite a few cigars where like if you got the first run, that is a different fucking cigar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And none of them are bad. But like if you have a first run, it's like 2 rungs higher on the ladder. So I'm kind of over the limited release thing. But what Alec Bradley does right, I think, is they didn't jack up the price.
No, which is
You know?
awesome.
So this is a 6x50. So kind of a skinny Toro. I love it. 6x50
Yeah.
to me is like wheelhouse. And it retails for $12.25 here at Union Cigar, Hanover, Pennsylvania, which is a box of, what's in this?
10? No, 22, sorry.
22, right?
Yeah, and then the Shamrock is 10.
Yeah, it's got like 7, 8, 7 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the honeycomb stack or whatever in the box. The actual cigar itself, like the barber pole is cool. Like I like barber poles. I'm not gonna lie, they look kind of cool. The labels, you got the Filthy Hooligan, the big label, and then the secondary band that says Black Market on it. They're kind of cool. They've got like that stippling that's associated with old school comic books.
Yeah.
So back in the day, like they would do ink dot printing, for comic books. And that's kind of what this looks like. I mean, it's obviously done like on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. To me, this has got like Boondock Saints vibe.
A little bit, yeah.
Like the whole packaging kind of has like Irish grunge.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna have an Irish cigar themed cigar,
yeah,
you should definitely look Irish as possible.
Yeah. This is an IRA cigar.
I was about to say the only thing it's missing is the M16A1. Right. It didn't come with an M16A1, so.
Or other NATO supplied.
Or other NATO supplied weapons that NATO did not, for a fact, supply. Let's put that out there for legal reasons.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, I think it is time to get this cut and lit so we can start enjoying it. The official cutting is brought to you by Fat Boy Cigars. The bold and delicious flavors of premium hand-selected tobacco leaves are highlighted in the original Jacked cigar by Fat Boy Cigars, as well as the Jacked 2. And don't forget to try the Fat Boy Cigars Boots on the Ground series. For every cigar you purchase in this series, Fat Boy Cigars will donate $1 to charities benefiting our frontline heroes. Fat Boy Cigars, welcome to the Fat Boys world. And I'm going to cut mine with my Craftsman's Bench open-ended double guillotine.
And I will be cutting with a Vertigo large ring gauge cigar cutter.
All right, let's give this a clip. And as always, we remind you to clip that cigar with authority. No limp-wristed cutting allowed. Look at that gorgeous clean cut right there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just tapping the cigar out on the fleshy part of the back of our hand. Not too much coming out there.
Yep, perfect.
All right.
As I say, you got a clean cap cut there.
Yeah, it cut cleanly. It's properly humidified. That's good. The density of how it's packed.
Oh yeah,
changes the experience. But when you're that's cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, check that out. I think this is just like the Ogre, where it's individually wrapped and not one over the other.
Or at least the cap, they folded the cap all the way over.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that without. Anyway, but you can tell, like, properly humidified tobacco, it gives a little and then snaps right through it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's dry, it'll like crackle when you clip it. And if it's over humidified, it sort of crushes. Helps to have a sharp cutter. That's why I like my Craftsman's Bench. This is actually a top-notch cutter. Yeah.
I was gonna say, so is Vertigo, man. You know how long I've had this cutter? I've probably had it for about 10 years now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think I have any Vertigo cutters. I've got Vertigo lighters, obviously.
It's an 80 gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to, I still do on occasion, but massive.
I think I could get up to a 64 on that guy. What do you think?
Possibly. Did you cut the Ogre on that?
No.
Or was it your Drew Estate?
I think I used, I can't remember. I think Drew I used Drew Estate, which is not as big.
No, but I think you could definitely fit the Ogre. Yeah, probably a 64.
I think so.
Yep.
All right, and with this freshly clipped cigar with a nice hand job, clean and ready to smoke, we're going to go ahead and do our official lighting. which is brought to you by 2C Premium Coffee, which we're sipping on today. This is a perfect black coffee for this situation.
Top secret coffee right now.
Top secret coffee. Yep, we're continuing to taste test these blends and come up with the perfect coffee for all you guys out there in cigar land. 2C Premium Coffee. Keep your day fueled with delicious premium coffee from 2C Premium Coffee. Featuring select beans from Bali, Kenya, Ethiopia, and around the world, 2C Premium utilizes continual roasting, so you are always getting a truly fresh cup of premium coffee. 2C Premium Coffee, morning made us.
Yeah.
And this morning, I'm lighting up with my Johnny Midas Gold Bar.
One of a
Soft
million.
flame, super unique, limited availability. What are you lighting up with?
My Fujima. I just like the
Single flame torch.
Yeah, not one of a million.
Yeah.
This is unique.
Yeah, rub it in, asshole.
You can't find this lighter anymore because this is those screwdriver adjusted.
Yeah, you can find it on eBay maybe. So just doing a nice toast here. As always, we remind you, toasted, not roasted. The call sign of Burnline Podcast makes a big difference.
Toasted, not roasted. Yeah.
Toasted, not fucking roasted.
Yeah.
You bampop ball bag. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so a little bit more about this cigar. Like we talked about it in the intro, but this is a barber pole, and it's got Honduran candela and Nicaraguan habano oscuro. Now that is super light oscuro. So oscuro is a method for curing the tobacco, and some people still use it correctly, just like, like Maduro, right? There's a element of marketing in the cigar world where people talk about, like this is a Maduro cigar, and what they mean is it's dark brown, right? Including, there's companies that dye their leaves or use other methods, to make them appear darker. I'm not going to call any names out, but traditionally oscuro is the difference between that and Maduro is the ratio of time between fermenting and curing. And Maduro takes a little bit longer. But oscuro is a euphemism for really dark in cigar marketing as well. Yeah. And the process, when done correctly, does result in pretty dark leaf. This is just like fucking walnut brown. Yeah. It's not even Maduro. It's just, I don't know, it just looks light. So that doesn't mean anything. Also, habano leaves, they don't cure very dark. Like a habano Maduro is not even close to being as dark as like a San Andres Mexican. That tobacco gets fucking black when you Maduroize it. So part of it is the leaf itself, but it just comes out as like army green and army brown. Army brown, yeah.
But you know what? That brown just looks beautiful on the cigar. It just, with that green, that candela green, it just looks awesome as shit.
This is a gorgeous cigar. It really is.
Very beautiful looking cigar.
I would also add that like the bands and the box, like I don't know how they managed to match the colors so well. Yeah. Granted, the green of the box is a little too green.
It's a little darker.
It's emerald green. It's like what an American imagines an Irish barn door to be painted.
Just a touch above OD green.
A true Irishman would have painted it red. More durable. Yeah. I wonder if Universal Pictures is gonna nail us for quoting The Quiet Man on.
Nah, if you would have left it alone, but now that you mention it.
The Quiet Man, that movie with John Wayne by Universal Pictures, directed by John Ford. You think that we'll get in trouble for quoting that?
Well, the good thing about that is both of those two men are dead.
Now, the best part about that movie is Reverend Playfair. Yeah. His wife won't leave him alone. He's like, good night, Elizabeth. And she keeps talking, and he's like, good night, Elizabeth. So I use that on Mrs. Johnny Midas from time to time.
Oh,
When
nice.
she won't shut up, I'll just be like, good night, Elizabeth.
Yeah. So real quick, since we're on an Irish theme thing, top three like Irish related movies.
Oh, fuck. Boondock Saints.
Okay,
Gotta have that
obviously
in there.
number one.
Yeah.
Generic.
Yeah. That is the most like Irish American movie ever.
Hmm.
And also nailed the like late 90s zeitgeist.
Of what Irish people were, or
No, Americans.
just Americans? Okay.
Yeah, do you realize how many hooligan movies came out? So 1999 had Fight Club and The Matrix,
Okay.
right? Both of which were about like, I don't know, being tired of prosperity and striking out against the man, you know? Um, but anyway, so Boondock Saints, gosh, that's kind of hard. Like, definitely not the Whitey Bulger movie with Johnny Depp. That sucked. That movie was so poorly produced. Nothing personal. It wasn't even, it was like, is this a documentary? Is it a story? Why are you trying to fit 17 years into 2 hours? Probably The Irishman. I know it was
Yeah.
long, rambling.
I liked it
You know,
though.
it
I
was
like the
good.
format. I
And
love
the-
long movies.
And the storytelling. I mean, the guy has just fucking got it. He knows
Yeah.
how to tell a story in a movie.
An Italian guy playing an Irish guy talking
Yeah.
about
But my number one is The Quiet Man.
The Quiet Man.
Yeah, it's a movie about nothing. Like this guy moves back to Ireland, sees this fucking Irish fishwife, you know, redhead, falls in love, makes stupid choices, and fights her brother for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's still like the longest fist fight scene in Hollywood ever.
No shit.
It's like
Huh.
half the movie. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. So I'm gonna have to. look it up.
It's a delightfully like innocent movie.
Okay.
You know, like I'm not going to give any spoiler alerts, but like
It's been like 30, 40 years. I think you're good.
the guy is like, you know, the main character played by John Wayne, he's like got this deep dark secret, you know.
Mhm.
But his deep dark secret isn't like I single-handedly killed 76 yakuza, you know. It's like I was a boxer, you know, in Pittsburgh, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, so just it's cute. It's
Yeah.
just cute, you know, like it's kind of innocent and it's about nothing, and most people can relate because the worst thing that happens in the movie is like family problems, you
Nice.
know, like he's having marital problems, you know, and he's fighting with her brother, and that's the movie. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that'd be my top Irish movie, and then sliding in right under that would be Boondock Saints, and then
Nice.
probably The Irishman, even though it's really a mob movie, so I
Right.
feel like I'm cheating.
Yeah. I got some three. So my first one is, you've probably seen it. You probably saw it in theaters. Gangs of New York.
Oh yeah, okay,
So
yeah,
that was a great freaking movie. So,
yeah.
you know, it showed a little bit of the Irish people coming in during the Civil War, and it's like, hey, you want citizenship? Here, take this rifle.
Also a mob movie, but
Also a
anyway.
movie. And then there's this other movie, I believe is on Netflix now. I was able to watch it on the internet through other means, but it's called 76. So it's 1976. I guess the English were somewhat at the border of between North and Southern Ireland, and it was during the Troubles, right? That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
it's called, right? The Troubles.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think the Troubles a lot of the time is like after, so like from the 70s
Okay.
to the 90s through the 90s probably.
Yeah.
So the beginning of it.
So it's this English soldier who gets separated from his unit. They went to go help some cops out, and they're riot ensued, and he gets separated, and he has to go from Catholic Ireland to Protestant Ireland
Ah,
to get back to safety. So that was a pretty
sounds like a
badass
very fucking Irish movie.
one. And yeah, Boondock Saints was my three, or my third, or The Irishman was one of those two.
All right, so probably a quarter of an inch into this Alec Bradley Filthy Hooligan, and a couple of thoughts. I mean, I guess my first thought is definitely medium bodied,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe even on the mild side,
Yeah.
medium. I'm not tasting a lot of that bitter from the candela.
No, just very slight vegetable on it.
I would say, to me, it has the flavor of like freshly mown grass.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Very grassy.
there's a bite there. I almost wanted to say, have you chewed on actual mint?
Oh yeah,
It almost has the initial bite of the mint, not the mint flavor, but the bite of the mint.
I was gonna say black walnut.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar with black walnuts, but they have this astringent, slightly
Yeah.
bitter quality,
Yeah. I could
and
see
that's
that.
yeah. There's an astringent, like
Maybe that's why I'm thinking the bite of the mint.
yes, yeah, it's the same. Witch hazel.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like a little witch hazel
Mm.
thing in there, which is super interesting. And then the rest of it is kind of it's like semi-meaty, nutty, almost like a walnut. So
Yeah.
this really reminds me of like black walnuts
Yep.
and mown grass.
So real quick, take another retrohale as the smoke is passing through your esophagus up through your nostril. Do you get a little mentholy taste out of it? Because that's what I'm getting as well. I think that's what I'm also getting, like a cool, it's almost like a cool flavor. It's weird.
Yeah, there is a cooling.
Like there's a cool effect, like a
Yeah,
menthol cool
there is.
effect, which is weird.
Yeah, there is a little bit. Yeah, but I think that's the astringency.
Mm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, because I've never had that in a cigar. Like it's cold, not like,
Mhm. Well, that's for damn sure.
yeah.
Like the cigar is physically cool. Look, that's right next to the. I don't know if they can see this online. I can put my finger right there, right next to the burn
Yeah.
line,
And
and
it's cool to the touch. I
Yeah.
just touched mine.
yeah, like it's burning cool. The smoke
Hmm.
is cool. I like that.
That is so weird, man.
Maybe because it's 52 degrees in the hot box.
Yeah, somebody turned on the AC instead of the heat. What was that? The cool box, the ice box.
Hmm.
It's not that cold outside, finally, for once.
It looks like it wants to turn into spring, but I'll
Yeah.
fucking believe it when it happens.
Where's it's gonna be 50, 60 this week, and then boom, back to 20s the following
Mhm.
week. Northeast weather, gotta love it.
This is the mid-Atlantic, but yeah. Northeast. That sounds like something someone from California would say,
What?
actually.
We are the Northeast. I think we're exactly the
This
line
is-
of the
no,
Northeast.
This is not the Northeast. This is the mid-Atlantic.
Okay.
You know, I kind of like this shirt because it shows off my biceps a little bit. You notice that?
It's the camera angle.
Is it the camera angle? Say the camera adds 10 pounds. I must have swallowed the fucking camera.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
mine is having a little trouble staying lit. How's yours doing?
Pretty good. You were also talking.
Yeah, that might be part of it.
I think that was part of it.
I'm actually
That's
gonna
your
read.
issue.
I'm gonna relight. Look, the wrapper is not burning. Just
Ooh.
the filler.
Maybe that's why you're cool. Oh, is
Could
that
be.
what we call tunneling? That's not tunneling. What do we call that?
I call it fucking cratering,
Cratering.
just because it looks like something from the moon.
Well, look. Oh, as soon as you're done there. Remember, look at that. I'm channeling there again, like last episode.
Yeah,
What is
but
it?
I don't see it on the draw end though.
There's one right there, noticeable one, but it's good. I like it.
Whoops, might have just roasted that. What
So
a shit
should not-
cigar! It tastes like charcoal.
What a fucking asshole roasting your cigar.
Get an Addish accent. It's fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. It's almost as bad as my Spanish accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not burning well. Look.
Yeah, so that's weird. You got a really bad one there.
I wouldn't say really bad. I would say that not up to our usual standards. But here, let me see that. Let me see that torch because this is like a weirdly shaped. And
You know what you could do is swap it out.
spot touch up. No, I got to be fair to our listeners. If this is my experience, then
No, I guess that's true. This is what this is about. So
yeah, this just is.
that
what it
is weird.
See
Hey,
that?
hey, we're on video, so we can claim it to Alec Bradley because this is,
Look at that big fucking
that's
tunnel.
weird, dude.
There is a BB sized tunnel in this thing. The box is blocking all of the action going on back here on the ashtray.
Yeah, that's just freaking awesome.
There's a sweet note in there too, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like for having a candela, okay, so in contrast with the ogre you had a little bit of like acridness, not acrid, but like that bitter taste because of the
Hmm.
candela. But
Hmm.
this one, I'm not getting that at all whatsoever.
No, I'm not either. Got that astringency.
Hmm.
Um, there's definitely a vegetable component. Like I said, I say cut grass. Like to me, this is like
Yeah,
if you went to your backyard and you peeled the rind off a black walnut
yeah,
and then you crushed the black walnut on your freshly mown grass and like sifted through it. That's what this smells like. Um, and it has that. It's not bitter, but that astringent,
yeah.
slight yeah bitter maybe flavor of black walnuts, but
Mhm.
the rind is coming to mind because that green rind on your black walnut, is very astringent. By the way, you can make an excellent furniture polish out of
Yeah. Yeah, I love this. I mean, I'm not. I wonder if that's what I'm getting. It like what my taste buds are translating there as like I said, that cool mint, kind of like a mentholy
it.
flavor.
I don't know, but I'm not really an Alec Bradley fan.
Hmm.
I don't have any Alec Bradley sticks in my humidor, but I like this one. Especially the mild flavor.
Yeah,
You can really savor everything. You can retrohale every puff if you want.
yeah.
Um,
It's not a super strong cigar yet, but I don't expect it to either if they're using Honduran
yeah, we'll see.
tobacco.
I think the sweetness that we're tasting, honestly, is the Ecuadorian Sumatra binder.
Gotcha.
Because that's a really like sweet, slight cinnamon flavor.
Was this grown in Nicaragua?
So your wrapper, the candela, is not Nicaragua. It's Honduran, and then the oscuro band is Nicaraguan,
Okay.
and then your filler is Honduras and Panama.
Okay.
So not
Not a puro.
not really any on Nicaraguan in there,
Mm.
really, which might explain or help to explain the lack of strength profile.
Yeah.
Those countries, Ecuador, Panama, Honduras, they're not known for producing strong tobacco.
Yeah.
There's no Mexican, there's no Pennsylvania, there's no
Yeah.
Nicaragua.
Man, this is freaking good cigar though. Like it's crazy. I'm not getting the notes that I was expecting to get from this.
Mm-mm.
This is wild.
And I think it's mild enough that I could do a lot of shit with this cigar.
Yeah, I think you could also hand it out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, this would be a cool one if you're doing the like St. Patty's Day party. You
Mhm.
can hand it out. Even your non-cigar friends,
Yeah, give
or
them
like a golf cigar, totally be a golf cigar.
yeah, give them a potato and one of these.
I,
Okay.
so I feel like we should sing a Irish shanty or something.
Yeah, throw one on there in the edits.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of that ship was the Billy O.T. Her sails went up, her bow dipped down. Blow, ye Billy boys, blow. Huh. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, I was gonna say can't do too much or Spotify will.
I don't know. I don't think I hold a tune well enough.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, the algo
algos.
kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Someone's murdering a cat on Burnline Podcast.
One of my favorites. It's by the Dublineers. It's a kid working a construction site. The bricklayer song. Have you heard it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So is shit. What's that one?
Oh, you're gonna say shipping up to Boston, aren't you?
No, that's too American.
That's too American.
When it's got Boston in the fucking title.
Right.
Boston.
Boston.
No, I was thinking. What is that? There was a wild colonial boy. Johnny Midas was his name.
Yeah.
He was born and bred, and I better stop.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna shut the show off.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell? We're here for cigars, not shitty singing. And we're not even drunk yet.
Not yet. The
No.
bottle's almost empty.
Yeah. Do they smoke cigars in Ireland?
I imagine they smoke cigars everywhere.
I know they definitely do pipes.
Yeah. A lot of pipe tobacco. Well, so at some point we probably need to talk about like some of the cultural significance of cigars, like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because like Panamania, like where cigars come from, like it was part of the pop culture, but also part of the religion and
Hmm.
stuff like that. They used to bury like Aztec kings with like cigars.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, even for this area, the cultural significance of tobacco,
yeah, yeah. The Native Americans,
the peace pipe.
yeah, they didn't. They were pipes. They didn't
Yeah,
roll it into a cigar,
yeah.
but also they would burn tobacco as part of their rituals and stuff.
Yep.
But then, so I know in England, cigars were definitely a class thing. Like,
England.
yeah, like
We don't talk about them.
they got responsible for more Independence Days than any other nation in the world.
Thanks, England.
Yeah, thanks, England. But like the lower class, it was like Irish whiskey and cigarettes. Upper class, it was like Scotch whiskey and cigars, right?
Mm.
Me, I'm like, I like Scotch and I like cigars.
Yeah. I was having this conversation with our guys at work because they're from Nicaragua, and they're like, it's weird. A lot of, what do you want to say, Latinos, Hispanics, whatever, don't really smoke cigars around here,
Mm-mm.
which is kind of weird. But once you go south of the border, it's more common.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I got a pack of what is it? What are they called? They're Nicaraguan cigars.
Okay.
Darwin brought them for his.
Oh, the
Hoyanicas, I think. they're called.
Hoyanicas. Yeah.
Hoyanicas, yeah. Maybe we'll smoke them on the podcast.
Yeah, we should.
Like you can't get them here,
No.
so yeah, they're pretty cool, and they're very very Panamanian cigars. And what I mean by that is they're like 6x48.
Nice.
And when you go down there, man, that is the default. The default is like 4 to 6 inches, 48 50 ring gauge. They just don't do, American supersize.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's more of an
sticks.
American thing. To say cigarette smoking is more common down south, though, like in in Mexico, from what I remember.
So smoke output is medium to high.
Yeah.
Fairly smoky cigar. You can get a good mouthful of smoke, really chew it, move it around your palate. Like I said, it's mild enough that you can play around with it a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
There is a little harshness on it. I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel on my palate.
It's
like,
starting to get there. Yeah, as you're getting into the second, third.
yeah, little burny feeling, not temperature burn, but just
Right.
harshness burn. Still
Ash
has
is awesome as shit.
yeah, yours is burning pretty good. I mean, you still have a rough burn line, but
Yeah, I think it's because of the barber pole, though.
yeah, it typically does that. I mean, you got to remember, if you're burning a natural aged leaf, it follows the contours of the leaf. So every time there's a vein, that messes it up. And you got to remember with your barber pole
Yeah.
or whatever, the grain of the leaf and the angle of the
Yeah.
stripe don't necessarily match.
Right.
Whereas with a regular cigar, the grain of the leaf and the angle of the wrap
Yeah.
like match.
So something you just pointed out, Johnny Midas, just to bring that point home, as you can see, because we have a candela wrapper, which is a more, what would you say, alive leaf. So it's not as dry. And then you have the habano.
Mhm. The habano's trying to burn
Yeah,
faster.
so the habanos, it's not quality issue, it's just
Yeah.
what happens naturally.
Yeah.
That habano, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. That habano is burning a little bit faster than the candela for obvious reasons, just naturally.
Yep.
Just something to point out.
Yeah, so that's the only issue with any candela. It's not unique to this cigar, but
Right.
you do have to roll it around.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Keep it so you can see on my burn line, it's a little straighter than yours, but
Yeah.
I'm really intentional about keeping the long end up top.
Yep.
Like you mentioned in your tobacconist tip of the week the other week. Speaking of which, I think it is time for our tobacconist tip of the week.
And now your tobacconist tip of the week with Angel Solorio.
All right, so tip of the week. If you're pairing your cigar with whiskey, especially with something like this, if you're trying to celebrate the Irish holidays, the St. Patrick's, the Jameson's almost gone. Try not to have wet lips from the whiskey because you're going to transfer that onto your cigar, and then you'll have tar buildup, and then that whiskey will cover your draw end, and then you're going to have more whiskey flavor than you will cigar flavor. Nothing wrong with matching, just got to be careful.
Yeah, it's a great call out. It applies to coffee as well. So when I'm in the lounge with the guys, it's about 50%, maybe 60% of folks are drinking something. You know, sometimes I want to punch them in the face because it's like an RC cola. I'm like, no, that doesn't go. But a lot of the time it's coffee or whiskey.
Yeah.
And problem is you take a nice drink of this delicious 2C premium coffee, and a lot of the time you'll have liquid on your lips, still in your mouth. Like you don't swallow it all the way, so to speak. And then you stick your cigar in there and you get the liquid in the draw part of the cigar.
Yeah.
So now with that liquid, the tar buildup's the biggest thing.
Yep.
It's like you have cold and hot spots.
Yeah.
That's a disaster. Have you ever, like gotten tar buildup before you realized it and smoked it?
Maybe, not that I can recall, but I most likely did. I mean, I've smoked over 1,000 cigars now.
Yeah. So I have, and it is the most disgusting thing ever. Like it burns, it sticks to your lips and your tongue, and it burns like acid, and you cannot, like, I will take a towel and I will like rub my lips to try to get the flavor off, but it's done.
Is it, I mean, I've definitely had tar buildup on a pipe, almost like that, I would assume. Like on your stem. Yeah. Real quick though, look at how cool, you can see the ash of the habano and then the ash.
Yes, that is the
candela.
coolest
two-tone ash.
Two-tone ash. It is fucking cool.
Yeah, and it follows it.
That's awesome. And you can see the double overlap.
Yep.
On the wrapper leaves. That's cool as shit, man.
Yeah. I'm impressed with this cigar, man.
Yeah, I gotta say, light, flavorful, a little bit of sweet, a little astringent, which gives it some character. Kind of a surprise because, like I said, I don't have any Bradley cigars in my humidor, but this is one I would probably smoke twice. I would say that that sharp bite on the palate and tongue, has kind of picked up in the second, third. Not a huge fan of that. But the cigar is mild enough that you can get away with it.
Yeah.
If it was a strong cigar, that'd be a problem. All right, so I'm going to try to take my second band. I took the first band off. It was a disaster. I'm going to try to take the primary band off, and this fucker does not want to come off. So I'm really worried about damaging the wrapper here. Lost your ash?
Finally, yeah. Oh man, I don't like that. Overgluing.
Yeah, it's just they used like real glue. Okay, so it didn't get on the wrapper, which is great, but you can see like they used, instead of using fruit pectin or something, they used like actual glue.
Yeah, I think it needs to be an industry standard where everybody just uses fruit pectin.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, but you can see like I had to very carefully tear the shit out of that to get it off.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like when we're talking about constructing cigars and the cigar experience is like, the presentation is important. We actually rank cigars in presentation.
Oh yeah.
But the band has to fucking come off. I mean, look at this thing. You're going to get to that black market band before you're halfway through the cigar. So keep in mind for your consumer, like, I've got to take the fucking band off.
Looks at you, Esteban Caballeros.
Yeah, I think Perdomo does a good job. I
love
because
they use fruit pectin.
Yeah. Also, it's like a 2-inch wide band on most of their cigars.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make it look like multiple bands.
Yeah.
But it's really just one band.
Oh yeah.
And it's not paper. It's like this heavier duty stuff that doesn't tear.
Yep.
And it's just like fruit pectin or something, like that little paste stick that you used in elementary school. Something like that, where you just peel that straight edge and it just comes off.
Did Johnny Midas eat glue when he was in school?
Did I eat glue when I was in school?
Yeah.
Delicious. Oh, you mean those popsicles that they give you for free?
No, not those.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Ramstat. I didn't know I was supposed to glue my paper with it. Delicious.
Yeah, now it's non-toxic, so it's safer to eat.
Yeah. It wasn't non-toxic back then.
Holy shit.
Now you know the rest of the story.
You weren't joking.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh my.
Like with that tiny one, you got to like slide your fingernail
Son
under
of
the
a
thinner
bitch.
piece and try to, yeah, it's a disaster. Here, you want to borrow my Coke finger? No, it's not gonna. Here.
Might need your knife. The Joni Midas knife. Made in Ireland.
Yeah, made in fucking Ireland.
It's terrible. I'm just really worried about damaging the cigar, so. That is a seriously strong.
Fucking disaster. Because it's like, I mean, it's like serious paper.
Jesus.
See if you can just grab that and tear.
Yeah, I'm a little scared right now.
And I just sharpened that knife on the cork belt at work, so it's pretty sharp.
Your knife is definitely sharp. This paper is like serious.
It's not playing around.
No, if you use this paper to play rock, paper, scissors, you win. So it says rock, paper, scissors, and they're like, you have paper, I have scissors, I have Alec Bradley paper. There we go.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Spock, yeah. Lizard kills Fox, I forget. I don't remember.
I think, I don't think it would be off the mark to call this a festive cigar.
No.
It kind of has like a festive sort of flavor to it. Like I can totally see having some kind of party celebration. I would love to smoke this while watching like a soccer game.
Or rugby.
Or rugby, yeah.
Or rugby.
Or rugby. I forgot that's a sport.
No, never mind. I almost said golf. That's not the right country. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I love St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Except us. We're still Scottish.
And also, what was I going to say? And that's why there is no snakes in Ireland.
Oh, God. That was terrible, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the presentation on the box totally nailed it. This little two-part hasp right here where you have the little keeper.
Yeah.
Like, that is so cool.
It is awesome.
They really went all out on this container. It's got like a barber pole stripe on the lid, which is cool. And then this is like a shipping container stand, or
it almost gives it that military look, though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, in the old days, they used to have stamps, really like a cattle brand. You heated it up and you put it on the wooden crates, kind of like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I
don't know, Johnny Midas. I wasn't there in the old days.
Yeah, back when we used to ship things in wooden crates, but it had the X and the different quadrants. You have the same thing nowadays for like UATA or other governing bodies that determine like how you have to mark the stuff that you're shipping. Right. So now we have like the 4 diamonds or the 3 diamonds, like corrosive.
Yeah, the UN symbols.
Yeah. So similar thing. They had stamps like that, and so they kind of ripped that off the top of the box, which I think is cool. Looks like a shipping crate. Yeah, there's a big maritime thing around Ireland.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, it's a fucking island.
Yeah. And they build good ships that sink.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't say that.
Can't beat the U.S. We built a fucking ship that sunk called the Titanic. World record, world champions.
Wait, we didn't build that. What are you talking about?
We didn't build it?
The Irish did. That was my joke.
Oh, did I just wreck your joke?
You've just wrecked my joke.
The Irish built the Titanic?
Yes, sir.
Fucking Irish. What the hell? Get your shit together. No wonder it sank. God damn it.
They were drunk when they built it. And then the drunken sailor was behind the wheel. So they hit the ice.
This is the life of a drunken sailor. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Midas.
How was I supposed to fucking know that?
Because you're pretty historically apt, and this is the one time you let me down.
I did. I totally let you down. That changes everything. My entire view of history just got turned.
Why would you even think that the Titanic was built by America?
I don't know, because
it's not even from here.
It's the biggest one. That means it's American.
No, that's the one time.
The biggest everything.
That's the one time where they were the biggest everything.
No, that's not true. Actually, we just own the biggest. Like the Statue of Liberty. I mean, the French made it, right?
Right.
But we own it. Same thing with the Titanic. They built it.
The ocean owns it now.
Actually, it was very well constructed. You can't fault the engineers. Like it wasn't designed to run into an iceberg, but it's so well constructed that the pool in the Titanic still has water.
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
But all right. So I'm liking this Filthy Hooligan. I think this is definitely, to me, this is like a soccer game cigar. Like you could totally smoke this with something else. Goes great with the Jameson. Of course, it goes great with our coffee. And I always drink my coffee black, but you started drinking your 2C Premium Black as well.
Yeah.
Like it's so smooth.
Oh my God, their coffee is great. And this is not just like an ass kissing thing, but you're right. Like I have been drinking my coffee like with sugar or something.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is the first straight black.
Yeah, we jumped on 2C because I'm a coffee snob. You know?
Yeah, and it's fucking great.
It's the curse of having a good palate. You know, both of us have reasonably well developed palates, which we apply to cigars.
Good palates, terrible jokes.
Yes, yeah, that's our thing. You know, but it's like a blessing and a curse because you probably notice, like, you know, you can't enjoy all of the whiskeys other people enjoy.
Yeah.
And you can't enjoy all of the coffee and the cigars and whatever, because if you can taste shit, you can taste it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kind of one of the problems of going to restaurants. You're like, oh, this came from a can, this came from a bag. Yeah.
Look, my shrimp is bouncing across the floor. Bet that was frozen and thrown right into the pan frozen.
Right.
And yeah, for sure.
I don't taste the potatoes. That's a little.
Yeah, I don't taste the potatoes either. I'm gonna call bullshit. This is not an Irish cigar.
They should have put like a little potato starch just in the middle.
Speaking of which, do they grow potatoes in like South America and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they do in like Peru and stuff like that.
Mexico, yeah. Potatoes is probably one of the most robust, what would you say, agricultural product?
I would call it a tuber because that's what it is, El Fumo.
Yeah.
But sure, yeah, agricultural product.
I mean, like, or just something that you can grow.
He's like, I know it's not a vegetable, but I don't know what to call it on air.
Yeah. It's a root.
I mean, I know, but the difference is like, you know, the Andes and stuff, like it's colder.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't know if like more in Panamania.
Oh, you can grow it almost in every corner of the world.
Huh.
It's a root, so it's not really like a.
I know they grow like yams.
Yeah.
You know, like orange potatoes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some. I'm thinking Peruvian because I've been to Peru, but they have some specific potato dishes that are fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean the Irish are the ones that introduced. I believe they introduced potatoes in Mexico. Plus, like a lot of them settled in Mexico, so they started growing potatoes down there because of them.
So it wasn't native.
What?
Potatoes weren't native.
I would say not the potato that we know, but some form like the yam and the yuca and
the yuca.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Which is more mealy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, this is an everything podcast episode today.
We're learning all about history. Yeah. Well, I'm halfway through the stick, and I think this is a great time to take a break and talk about our cigar news of the week. Now your cigar news of the week with Angel Solorio.
All right, so this is a terrible news for our international listeners, especially if you're from New Zealand. This is really bad news. New Zealand's government moving forward with generational tobacco ban repeal, or maybe it's good. I don't know. Actually, it's good. I didn't read the repeal part. Well, they're repealing a ban on generational tobacco. So I guess you're going to be able to get more tobacco and tobacco products and being able to smoke in different places.
Yeah, that was so. The generational tobacco ban thing was targeting the Maoris, and they've got this weird, like they're so colonial, they can't get out of their fucking blood. So they come in, they kind of take the island, and then they're like, oh, we have to preserve the Maori. Like, how about if you just shut the fuck up and get out of the way and let them live their lives? Have you thought about that? No. Now you're the doting parent that has to make sure the poor brown people can actually survive, and it's like, no, you're still doing the same thing. You're still paternalistic. We know better, all of this. And they were so concerned about, the Maoris smoke more that they basically said, if you're born after this point, you can't buy tobacco. It's like, hold your fucking horses. I know New Zealand is not exactly a free country, but you're just out of line. I only get to live this life once.
It's so weird.
And if I want to spend it on vices, I'm going to spend it on fucking vices. Get out of my way.
Yeah,
right?
It's so weird that they still have colonial English vibes, and it's like, dude, it's like how many hundreds of years later?
Dude, they're and they don't even get it. Like, but you've probably noticed, like, if you have somebody talking about like white privilege, it's probably like a mid-20s white female that went to college and thought she learned something new. I'm like, oh, so you never heard of the Hamburg School of Socialism? Okay, it's only like 80 years old, but okay, But yeah, they do that thing where it's like, we're gonna make up for being like colonialist assholes by being more colonialist assholes. Yeah. Come on, man.
So we talked about we already said that they're making it, but now Placencia is starting to ship the Year of the Dragon.
Oh, did I send you that picture? I found Gurkha Year of the Dragon in the wild. Yeah, I sent you a picture of that.
I'm good on that price though.
Geez, $27 for a Gurkha.
I can barely justify paying 10 for a Gurkha. You're gonna tell me I have to pay 27, but that, to be fair, that's a floor tax involved. So the actual price for us would probably be like 25 if we bought it here.
Yeah,
but even
above
still,
20 for a Gurkha though.
Fuck.
I'm just trying to figure out how the hell they're gonna sue everybody else that's producing a goddamn Year of the Dragon.
Yep. And then Fratello will be debuting the Pocahontas at PCA, which is actually a pretty cool looking cigar. Some awesome stuff on it. It uses an Ecuadorian habano wrapper over a Nicaraguan binder and fillers from Colombia, the Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua.
Interesting.
So that sounds pretty interesting.
That does. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Right now, I'm a big fan of Ecuadorian tobacco. I think they're just a tad underrated. Ecuadorian Sumatra is like in my top 3 right now. Ecuadorian Habano, interesting.
Yep. And then El Septimo, so since you like some of their stuff, is releasing their culinary art collection. So
this is the Gordon Ramsay. You light it up and it curses at you.
That'd be funny as shit. So this has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, an Ecuadorian Habano 2000 binder, and fillers from the DR, Ecuador, Nicaragua, and Brazil. So that actually sounds pretty interesting. That's a lot of tobacco in there. Yeah,
that's an interesting blend. Like, almost feels overdone, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
So do you remember that idiot sandwich from Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
The idiot sandwich. So I think it was TikTok, or maybe it was Insta, but that girl is using that to sell her shit.
Let's go.
Yeah, she's like, I made an idiot sandwich for Gordon Ramsay one time.
Hey,
I'm like, like
bank
totally,
on that of itself.
Yeah, totally capitalizing on it. I'm like, good for you, girl. And what's funny though is like, if you're good enough to make an idiot sandwich for Gordon Ramsay, you're already like in the top 10%, of the whole world. It's like, if Gordon Ramsay is yelling at you in his kitchen, you're pretty fucking good.
Right. And then so Club Macanudo will now be opening a lounge in Jakarta.
Oh, okay.
So in
That's
India.
Interesting.
Indonesia,
so,
I mean.
I know Macanudo was basically trash, and then they came out with the Inspirato line, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
They're good cigars for the price point. Do they use Indonesian tobacco?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm not a fan. I really, really dislike Indonesian
tobacco. The closest thing, maybe like a Sumatra would probably be the closest.
Yeah, but like actual Sumatra, I don't like.
I'm not sure.
I like Ecuadorian Sumatra, and like, you know, I've had Sumatra like grown in the DR, but like Sumatran, I don't like. It's just a palate thing.
And Room 101 is releasing their hit and run Redux, which was something that was out over a decade ago, and then it went away around 2016, 2017 when they sold to Davidoff.
Hmm.
And then, so they're bringing it back.
So
I'm not sure
under-
that's going to be the original blend, but
yeah, I was gonna say, so just like Camacho,
yeah,
you know, once Davidoff takes over, like they reuse the brand names. They probably didn't purchase the blends, and it's probably a different blend. All right, good. That's enough cigar news of the week. Appreciate that, El Fumo. So you can see my one habano strip is starting to separate.
hmm
So yeah, you got a little fuck up there as well.
That's from the
That's from the
yeah.
band, isn't it?
hmm
So we got to take points off for that. Look, cigar manufacturers, you have to make bands that come off. We're not smoking through the fucking band,
No.
and this band comes down past the halfway point.
Yep.
So you know you got to take into account your consumers. Now this does come cello wrapped, as you can see in the box. We usually take the cello off ahead of the show because it's like annoying and crinkly.
Right.
But,
And yes.
you'll notice it does have the barcode for retailers, which means you don't have to put a price tag on it. Hint, hint. But I will say the label says BM Filthy Hooligan Barber Pole.
Yeah.
I think they could do a little bit better. if
No
they
size
put-
on there, though.
Yeah, if they put the size on there. There's actually no size anywhere on the packaging. I
The
can't find it
packaging, the
anywhere.
box,
Yeah.
anything.
There's no size. Now, I'm not sure, you know, like that's kind of nerdy, but if I'm just looking at this on the shelf, I would assume it's a 6x52 Toro.
Yeah.
Does it being a 6x50 pique my interest if I knew it was that size? Well, yeah, I'm a small
Yeah.
ring gauge guy. So that sounds super nerdy, and it probably is, you know, but I'm just of the opinion that modern cigar marketing should include as much information as possible.
You're just very picky.
Well, I am. I'm super picky, but also, you know, like it's just the new thing with the internet and everything. Like, you know, every cigar should have a QR code somewhere on the box or on the
Yeah.
stick or something that you can look up, because the treasure hunt is half the thing now.
Right.
Like,
Well, maybe that's part of the trope for the cigar. It's the black market, so there's no info.
yeah, but how much cooler would it be if you had a QR code and you scanned it and it was like, "Fuck you, it's all secret," you know, or something.
That would be
you
kind
know,
of funny.
like it would be totally.
I mean, it's
you
an
know,
Irish themed cigar, so why not April Fool's it?
Yeah. April Fool's it, or you could be like, what the hell part of black market didn't you understand?
Right.
And that's like that's the
Like,
only
get it,
thing on the
lean,
webpage.
lean in on that.
Yeah, totally. So, you know, that's just my thing. Is like this is the modern cigar smoker. You know, you still have the guy that's like, give me a fucking Monte Cristo, I'm gonna go play a round of golf. You know, but for guys that smoke on the daily, half of it is the treasure hunt. You know, like when I heard that the binder was Ecuadorian Sumatra, I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
You know, you know, the difference between having a cigar that says like Jalapa on it versus, you know, like South America or, you know, something like that. Like it's a big difference.
I'm upset now.
Yeah, I know. Good luck taking that.
Wow, that is terrible.
So like, get it to keep. Go ahead and keep.
No, it's just it's not
No. Go the other direction. Now that you.
like
Ah,
that.
shit.
Yeah,
No.
I'm done.
Ah.
Yep, it's over.
So, yeah, you can. Yeah, put your nail right in. Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's like trying
It's-
to fucking undress a nun
Wow.
or something.
Shit. This is still bad. This is not going well.
Don't take the only positive is it's not glued to the wrapper.
Right, but it's still that's too much.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ, this is like a fucking craft
This is-
shop in here, you know, just trying to smoke my cigar. So sorry, Alec, you fucked that one up.
Yeah, that's a couple more points taken off.
Speaking of, who owns Alec Bradley now?
Alec Bradley.
No.
Oh shit.
Is it General?
I believe so.
Is it General? I can't remember. They got bought out for distribution. They kept all of the brands. That's probably going to change. I think it's been maybe less than a year or a year. Time flies. It's still like 2019. The pandemic fucked time up for everybody.
STG, Scandinavian Tobacco Company. That's what I thought.
STG.
Yeah.
Well, that is General. I mean, General's owned by STG, right?
Yeah. So yep.
I don't know. Scandinavian Tobacco Group, Swedish Match. Like I can't tell all these big conglomerates apart. But that's what they do is they gobble up brands.
Yeah.
You know, they're logistics companies, not cigar companies. So, all right. Well, down to the final third on this Alec Bradley Filthy Hooligan 6x50 Black Market Series. Retails for $12.25 here at Union Cigar, Hanover, Pennsylvania. This has a Honduran candela and Nicaraguan habano oscuro wrapper, barber pole, with an Ecuadorian Sumatra binder and fillers from Honduras and Panama. And I think it is time for us to rank this cigar. So, El Fumo.
All right.
Talking about presentation. What have you got there?
Presentation. I want to give it a 9, man. This is pretty cool.
All right, 9. 9 for presentation.
Yeah, from the cigar to the box.
I think that's kind of fair. I had an 8, and I think they did a great job with presentation. There's just a couple of things that I would like to see different. The first is the sleeve, the cellophane sleeve.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one I don't want cello on. Most of the time, I prefer a cigar with cello in the humidor because I don't want people sneezing, breathing, touching something that's going in my mouth, right? But in this case, like everything is so rustic. If you had this cigar, you can't even see it with the cello on, how cool the actual cigar is. The light, no matter what angle you're at, it glares and you can't see.
Yeah.
And it's complicated by the fact that the Filthy Hooligan band is too big.
Yeah.
So fully half of the cigar, you can't see that gorgeous barber pole on. So that's why I gave it an 8.
That doesn't help.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that. Yep. Price stickers on cigars is kind of low class. Ruins the look. All right, price 12 and a quarter. What are your thoughts?
For a limited and for what this is, I want to give it an 8.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with an 8?
The price, yeah. I mean, it's a little price. Yeah, I don't know. A little ambivalent about it. $12.25. I mean, it is a limited. I think, you know what? The price isn't too terrible, but
I've got a 7. I think 7 is fair. Like, it's just not a great price, right? It's a good stick. It's not a great stick. Here's the thing. I can walk onto the shelf right now and I can pick up a fucking Plasencia for $1 less. Therefore, not a good price. Right.
Well, maybe is it because of the limited though?
Who cares?
Okay.
Right. I mean, it's not a bad price. I gave it a 7. It's just $12.25. I've got a lot of fucking options. I'm not picking this one up first. I mean, shit. What can you get in there for $12.25? A lot of sticks.
Yeah.
I mean, you could start with like a Padron 3000. Be like, oh shit, save a few bucks, get a stick that I know what it is. It's guaranteed to be awesome. I would have liked to see this at 10. Yeah, you got a couple of Plasencias in there that are like $11. Yeah. So I think 7 is a generous score for price, just because they didn't position it in price to, really attract my attention. Yeah. If I wasn't trying to get it because it's a Filthy Hooligan, then, and I was just comparing it on the shelf, I wouldn't be super likely to pick it up.
Yeah.
So, all right, construction.
Construction for the cigar itself, I want to give it a 9, but because of that band bullshit, you're getting an 8.
No, we can't give it a 9 even close, because both of us had some of the wrapper come off. I had a lot of problems with the light and how it was burning, and then you had a little issue too.
Yeah, well, that was me trying to peel it out. Yeah.
I think, like, I don't know, for construction, I'd have to take off. I'd have to take off a point for how mine started burning. That was 100% the cigar. I'd have to take a point off for both of us had some of the barber pole flake off.
Yeah.
And then it's starting to try to burn on its own. And I'd have to take a point off for the band. I know that's not strictly construction, but
no, yeah, you're right.
because it affected your smoke. When you tried to take that secondary band off, fucked your cigar up for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so I think 7 is
okay,
as fair as we can go. All right, now how about flavor? So interesting one. I think the only negative that I have on the flavor is it does have that sharp bite, which, you know, has to do with like aging of the tobacco. It's not that it's burning too hot, because this is a very cool burning cigar. I'll give them that. But the rest of it is mild, unique.
yeah, it's not strong.
Yeah, like you could really enjoy this in a lot of contexts without, you know, knocking yourself out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I'm not sure if this is you or if it's just me because I'm still fighting something. I do feel this cigar in my stomach though a little bit.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you do at all.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think
so. It's making you a little green.
No, I just feel it, like I can feel the heaviness in my stomach. It's not making me sick, but I'm like, I know I'm definitely smoking a cigar.
I gotcha. So what are you thinking on flavor?
I want to give it an 8. You said a couple different things. It's definitely not what I thought it was going to be, not in a bad way. You know, I didn't get a lot of that vegetable bitter that I thought I would get with a candela.
Yeah, the green grass, the black walnut, and then the that harshness on the palate. That's a point off. I think 8 is a really fair score for flavor.
Yeah,
it does have a good flavor. It's very approachable. I think cigar veterans will smoke it and be like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think newbies can smoke it and, you know, not get punched in the face.
Yeah, I think everybody can smoke it.
Yeah.
Except your children, but yes, everybody can smoke it.
Children of all ages over the age of 21.
Well,
How fucked up is that?
That's an interesting question though. So sorry to go off topic from our ratings. It's like, okay, you have to be 21 to buy it. Can you be 18 to smoke it though?
Oh yeah, in a lot of states. In a lot of states you can be 18 and smoke it, but you can't be 18 to
purchase.
To buy it. Yeah. I think. Did the Fed override that?
I think
the federal rules is 18 and 21. I think.
I don't know. It just does whatever. They make it confusing as possible.
Get your fucking politician fingers out of my life. That's all. That's all I want.
I just think it should go back to 18. There was no reason for this to be 21.
I think it should go back to 8 months.
8 months.
Like
I was
whatever happened
since the womb.
Whatever happened to human beings taking responsibility for themselves and their own health outcomes?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you know, like really, we need Big Brother telling us how to be, you know, well behaved and happy.
Damn it! I want to go back to drinking beer in my car. This is bullshit.
You stopped that?
I wasn't even around for that. So,
all right. So that brings us to experience, and you know, our most subjective, but also our most, I think, important, right? Because I've had cigars that technically weren't great, but the experience was. And to me, this kind of falls into that category of this experientially punches above its weight. Like,
yeah.
If you're going for that like Irish thug vibe or whatever, like
I guess
you know, this is kind of a party cigar. It's kind of got the party animal thing going on. You could totally smoke it and watch a soccer game or football. You know, or rugby or American football where they don't use their feet.
I forgot cricket. That's right, cricket. That's
fuck cricket. Yeah, so I have this as, you know, like an 8 for experience.
I agree, 8.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like,
I would have given it a 9, but that band fucked everything up.
Yeah, totally. Like it could have scored higher if it wasn't. I mean, you can see my wrapper. Where's my Leatherman?
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. All right. So let me just show everybody on the show like that wrapper is completely detached. Yeah. Right. So we had that, and we had the issue with the bands sticking to it, but it's still just a fun cigar. It's got like this vibe about it where it's like, you know, this is something where you're going to get up to some shenanigans.
Yeah, some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a hanging with the boys cigar. Yeah. You know, we're going to go do some stupid shit. burn down a shed
with the other
something like
hooligans.
that. Yes, yeah. So that brings it to a total score of 39, which that's kind of surprising. That's one of the highest scoring Alec Bradleys I've ever smoked. I mean, I know everybody's palate's different.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of AB products, but
the black market Nicaragua, that's one of my my favorite out of theirs.
Yeah, black market Nicaragua's good. I'll tell you what, the Magic Toast is really good if you can leave it in your humidor for 3 months. That's a consistent, consistent problem I have with AB is like, if I buy it and I sit on it for half a year, then it's a good stick.
Yeah. And since we're honest on the show, like that Kintsugi that was terrible.
The Kintsugi was terrible.
Terrible cigar.
That was just a terrible blend. That was the blend 100%.
Yeah.
That was a bad blend.
It was just.
And I mean, but that's the MO for Bradley. Is like, you can't knock the quality, but you can knock the blending all day long. It's just not something they're good at, you know? I would rather have a shitty constructed AJ Fernandez cigar any day, you know? Not that he has any shitty construct, but
right.
You know, point being, like, he knows how to fucking blend.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, all right, on the socials, thanks everybody that has reached out and interacted. Nothing really new. I got a couple more subscribers on YouTube,
nice.
So that's awesome.
That's working out really well from what I was told. The Facebook, I'm not sure who it was, if it was ISIS or Russian bots, but they reached out.
Oh, you got the old Russian bot reach out on Insta. Awesome.
Or ISIS, I don't know. One of the two. Didn't answer back. I'm like, yep, bye.
And I have a comment on one of our podcasts. Let's see. This is from episode 49, Buenaventura Picadores 6x52. By the way, they have other vitolas that they call Picadores.
Huh.
So maybe it's the blend. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, everything's
mystery
mystery.
Too. Yeah.
It's just a mystery cigar. So whatever we get, we get.
It is. Comment, just picked one of these up. Can't believe how tasty these are for the price point. Never heard of them before your show. Well, we are happy to serve you and introduce you to new, awesome, and in this case, super value.
All right, but that's how it works with that cigar anyway.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
word of mouth. What? Yeah, word of what?
And who the fuck is Kurovari? It's not even on the packaging or whatever. Yeah, like it totally looks like a house stick. You know?
We have some ideas of who it could be.
Yeah. So, and at the price point, it's like, man, so many people are just going to walk by it.
Right.
Like, oh, that's a cheap cigar.
No, you need to pick it up.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Pick up.
And while you're busy telling your friends, reach out to us, burnlinepodcast@gmail.com. Also, Facebook, Instagram, fucking pretty much everything. Spotify, leave comments on Spotify. We have the question, what was smoking about this episode? Please let us know.
Comments on the YouTubes.
Yeah, comments on the YouTubes. And if you want us to cover a certain cigar, talk about a certain topic or whatever, please reach out. Shout out to Amandalyn on Instagram for some of her questions in the DMs. That's really helped us with the tobacconist tips of the week and so on and so forth. So we really look forward to your engagement, making this your show, Uncommon Cigar Knowledge for the Common Cigar Smoker. This is Johnny Mighties and El Fumo signing off. Have a great week.
Eringo, bro.
Eringo. Shut the fuck up. That was the worst Irish accent in the history of Irish accents.